Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? My name is Zach Cottom. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, why don't you do me a favor? Go ahead and just hit that subscribe button. I promise I'll make it worth your while. I've got some great content coming out here in the near future. So a couple days ago on Instagram, I posted a little poll thing saying, or not a poll, little question box saying I wanted to do a Q&A. And I didn't want to just cover fitness. It could be about anything, about life. And I got some really good questions. So today I'm going to be answering about 5 or 6 of those. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I'm going to link it down below. It's just Zach A. Cottom. I put up some workouts, some nutrition facts and helps or tips and stuff like that. So, I'm putting out good content on YouTube, but I post way more often on Instagram. So link is going to be in the description. All right, first question is, what is your favorite, I clicked on it, pulled up my story. What is your favorite recovery lotion, drink, etc.? So I don't really have a favorite, or I don't really have like a recovery lotion, but I guess I'll just show you the lotion that I use. The reason I take this question and I take kind of lotion seriously is whenever you're lifting a lot and doing a lot of barbell movements and even dumbbell movements, the grips on the bar can really tear up some calluses. As a matter of fact, I was lifting with my buddy Matt on Saturday, and he tore open 2 calluses during our leg day. Between deadlifts and squats, he tore 2 of them open. We got blood, had to wash his hands. So I really take the hydration of my hands really seriously, because if you take care of your hands take care of you, and you'll be able to lift heavier, which sounds like it doesn't make sense, but trust me, it does. So the lotion that I use, I love Bed Bath & Beyond's aromatherapy line. I don't know if you can see that or if the glare is catching it, but this is just the Revive one. They all smell really good. I feel like they hydrate really well. I prefer scented lotions. I know a lot of guys specifically prefer unscented lotion, but I like my hands to smell good. One of my favorite compliments is you smell good, so I like to do that. And then as far as recovery drinks go, I'm not a big fan of super sugary sports drinks like Gatorade or Powerade or anything. So I typically stick with 0-calorie like vitamin waters. This is the Costco brand vitamin water knockoff, I guess. It's Vitarain Zero. This is tropical mango. They come with a 4-pack that is tropical mango, acai, blueberry, pomegranate, don't know if I said that right, dragon fruit, and lemonade. And those 4 are all really good. I'm not a big fan of the dragon fruit one. Lemonade one is great to mix with like pre-workouts or reds powders, greens powders, stuff like that. So I do that quite often. Last thing for recovery, it's not a lotion or a drink or any sort of consumable, but it is a therapy gun. So this is the Theragun Mini from Therabody, and if you turn it on, you can see it looks really cool on the camera. But basically you just rub this over your muscles and you can hear my voice change. You rub this on your muscles. I really use it on my hip flexors, my IT band, my lower back, and my traps and neck, because I feel like those areas get a lot of work. You don't want to go overboard with these, however, because it can impede your body's ability to recover on its own, and then you become reliant on this and you find yourself doing it for an hour out of the day just to be able to walk. So be really careful with that. All right, next question. How do you stay motivated to work out? So my introduction into working out was through football. And so there was always an outside motivator, and it was always your teammates and your coaches, and really there was motivation, but there was also fear, because if you're not doing things properly, there's going to be punishments. And my second motivator for working out, this isn't like currently, but I'm building a timeline. My second motivator to work out was to lose weight. I was 295 pounds, my senior year of high school, and I didn't want to be 295 pounds anymore, so I dropped down to 205, gained weight back up to 235, dropped down to 191, now I'm at 215, so just a big old yo-yo of weight there. But right now my biggest motivator is I love the dopamine rush and the endorphins that I get from working out. Right now I'm really focusing on my strength, which has been just a great mental shift for me. In the past, I've really dealt with body dysmorphia and just not seeing my body the way that it actually is and wanting to change it to something that it can't really be. And part of that goes with, being active on Instagram and YouTube. You see a lot of people with the ideal body type, body shape, and realistically, really, I have no desire to look like them, but subconsciously, I think, why don't I look like them? But right now, I'm really just focusing on getting stronger, and I don't know if this is a good answer because it's coming from somebody who's super experienced with lifting, but once you start seeing results, whether it's fat loss or muscle gain or strength gain or unsurprisingly the amazing mental side effects and psychological side effects of working out, once you start to see results like that, you can't stop. I don't really need motivation because this is just part of my life. I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, and the first 5 minutes of that really sucks because I don't want to get out of bed. But as soon as I do, man, when I get home around 7:15, I feel so energized. I feel amazing because I just crushed a workout, and it's just part of my life now. It's not really something that I have to get motivated to do because I know that it's something that I love to do. Working out's not a chore for me. It's really just, it's something that I get to do. I'm really lucky that I can go into the gym 6 days a week and absolutely tear my body apart and build off of that. A lot of people aren't able to do that. They don't have time. They don't have the motivation or the discipline. Really, I would say they don't have the discipline. Everybody can get motivated to go to the gym. It's staying motivated. That's the hard part. All right, what are your thoughts on supplements and what, if any, do you take currently? So to answer that, I'm gonna have to break out my big bag of drugs. No, that isn't a bag of illicit substances, it's a bag of supplements. So to answer the first part of that question, when it comes to supplements, they're not a replacement. The word supplement means to add to supply with. So if you aren't getting enough protein from whole foods, add a protein powder. But don't have your only source of protein for your entire diet be a protein powder. If you can't physically eat enough red meat to get the recommended amount of creatine for muscle building, then supplement with creatine. But don't not eat red meat because you can take a creatine supplement because there's so much more that you're missing. Don't not eat vegetables because you take a greens powder because there's so much more to vegetables that isn't in the greens powder. So supplements aren't a crutch, they're a tool. You don't need them, but they can help. Especially if you are bulking. Let's say it's the off season for a bodybuilder and you're trying to eat 6,000 calories of food, which I'm not recommending anybody do, but it's a lot easier to eat 6,000 calories of food whenever 2,000 calories of it is coming from protein shakes, protein smoothies that you're putting protein powder in. Moving on to what supplements I use. I have 5 supplements in here that I use. I don't think any of them are absolutely necessary, but let's start with the oddball out. You'll notice a trend with these, and it's mostly the brand that I use, but let's start with the oddball out. The first one is a multivitamin, and if you look closely enough, you'll see that these are actually gummies. And even though it says men's, I'm still a child at heart. I like to eat my vitamins. I hate taking horse capsules. That moment when they get stuck in your throat and you think you're gonna die, hate that moment. So I prefer berry flavored gummies instead. Maybe I'm a child. Who knows? Next, a Reds powder. So this is where you'll start seeing the trend. Red powders and green powders are both supplements that can help get you benefits, vitamins, nutrients that you would get from fruits and vegetables. Fruits are the reds, vegetables are the greens. I eat a lot of fruits and I eat a lot of vegetables every day. And the reason I'm taking this is because most of the vegetables that I eat are berries, apples, and bananas, and I'm missing out on beets and other types of fruits that have other types of benefits. Do I think you need to have a Reds or greens powder? No. If you have immune issues or digestive health issues, I think you should try both of them. I use the Bare Performance Nutrition Strong Reds. I've used the greens in the past. I haven't really noticed a difference. So as soon as this is out, I'm gonna stop using them. And if all of a sudden my life turns to shit, then maybe I'll buy them again. But I think don't go chasing waterfalls whenever it comes to reds and greens. If you eat, spinach and asparagus and broccoli and berries and apples and beets and stuff like that, you'll be fine. I don't think they're super necessary, but they're definitely beneficial. So the next three things that I'm gonna recommend, the next three supplements that I'm gonna recommend are the top three. And these are universally accepted as the top three beneficial supplements by pretty much everyone. And if you're interested in taking supplements, these are the three that you should be taking, not specifically this brand or this type, but these three. The first, I mentioned it earlier, is creatine. I recommend creatine monohydrate. It is the purest and cheapest form of creatine that you're gonna be able to get. Again, Bare Performance Nutrition. This is 60 servings for $15. So that's 25 cents per serving. You can get cheaper servings on Amazon, cheaper bottles, bigger bottles on Amazon. However, the quality is gonna be really low. The last creatine that I used before switching to BPN was really chalky and gritty and didn't mix well. Haven't had that problem with this. So creatine, it helps retain more water in the muscles so that they have more, they're able to recover faster. So this really helps if you're working out multiple days in a row, 4, 5, 6 days out of the week, doing stuff other than weight training. You can use it when you're bulking, cutting, maintaining. There are psychological benefits as well. I feel a lot more sharp, like mentally sharper, whenever I take creatine. Next is easily the worst addiction that I have ever had in my life. No, it's not black tar heroin, it's caffeine. I consume about 300 milligrams of caffeine a day. So this is In Focus from Bare Performance Nutrition. This is 150 milligrams of caffeine. The whole point of this specific product is to increase your mental focus. Really, I just take it for the caffeine. I don't want to take 300 milligrams of caffeine for pre-workout at 5 a.m. So 150 is a lot more manageable. And then I'll have a cup of coffee after my 9 a.m. meeting at work. And then usually I will have a Celsius at 2 or 3. So that's 200, 280, 280 plus 150, so actually over 400. So maybe I should stop doing that because my poor heart, right? But if you stay right at or under 400 milligrams of caffeine, you'll be fine. Do you need it to have a good workout? No. Do I need it because I'm helplessly addicted and I get terrible withdrawals whenever I don't consume caffeine? Yes. Moving on to the last supplement recommendation that I have, and that is a whey protein. Actually, scratch that, not a whey protein, just a protein. If you're gonna consume a dairy protein though, I recommend whey protein. Casein is great, but whey is faster digesting, it's more pure, it's purer, it's more refined, there's less fats, less carbs. The reason that I use BPN is because it's a mix. If I'm remembering this correctly, it's 90% whey protein isolate and 10% casein. The reason that they decided to do it that way is so that you can bake with it because casein bakes easier. So you can use, this is milk and cookies, but You can use this for just about anything for baking wise. I have some recipes. If you want to check out my channel, I have plenty of recipes that use protein powders in them. This should not be your only source of protein all day. You should be getting it from Whole Foods and using this to add to it if you need to. I have 1 scoop of protein every day because I mix it in with my oatmeal in the morning to make protes. I also have 2 other flavors of this. I have cinnamon roll and then BPN's new Nutter Bar Blast, which tastes kind of like a Butterfinger. That was the flavor profile that they were going for. I don't drink protein shakes just like with water or milk. I might make a smoothie, but more times than not, I'm cooking with them because they're high-ish calorie, 130 to 150 calories, that I would much rather eat in Whole Foods that are more not voluptuous, voluminous. They have more volume. Let's go with that. Whole Foods that have more volume, that are going to fill me up, get me more nutrients than just a protein shake will. But those are the 5 supplements that I take. But I mentioned earlier, you don't need them. They're there to help. They're not there as a crutch. All right, guys, I got time for one more question. So, what kind of split do you recommend for somebody first getting into fitness, and what is your current split? So, what I would recommend to anyone that is getting into fitness is 4 things. So I'm gonna run through these super quick, and I can make a whole video going through tips and tricks later. If you wanna see that, hit the like button and comment down below beginner. So the first thing I would recommend is if we wanna get specifically into like weightlifting and resistance training, I would recommend a 3-day-a-week full body split where you're hitting every body group 3 days a week. And the reason for this is it doesn't take a lot of time. You have 2 days to recover. So if you go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you have 48 hours in between each lift to recover, which is perfect. And you're not spending 7 to 8 hours a week in the gym. That's step number 1, or tip number 1. If you don't want to get into weightlifting, great, find something else that's active that you really enjoy and do that. But specifically with weightlifting, I recommend a full body 3-day-a-week split. Second one is walk. Try and hit, I think 10,000 steps is a really arbitrary number, but set a goal for yourself and aim for that. The way that I would recommend you doing this is taking 40 minutes to an hour out of your day to go on walks. So maybe a morning walk and an evening walk. The way that I would recommend you doing it, if you can, is do it right after you eat. It will aid with digestion and your stomach will feel better. There's nothing worse than eating and then immediately sitting down or going to bed. So if you eat at, let's say in the morning, you eat at 7 a.m., go on a 20-minute walk, let your food digest, come home, get ready, go to work. And then let's say you get home at 6, you eat, you're done eating by 7, go for a 20-minute walk, 20 to 30-minute walk, come back. That is going to add to your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is just as, if not more important than your actual exercise thermogenesis, the calories that you burn whenever you're exercising, doing things that are specific to exercising. So just walking more. You can use that time to meditate, listen to podcasts. You can walk with a friend or a family member or a loved one or whatever. You can have nice bonding talks with them. I try to go on as many walks as I can, but really just that bit of being a little bit more active than you used to be is great. And on the weekends you can go for an hour-long walk all at once in the morning and then go about your day. But I think it's easier to split it up around work. And trust me, unless you're working 12-hour days, you can make it work. Tip number 3 is to drink more water, like a lot more water. So I drink a lot of these. This is 1.5 liters of water. I would say I drink around 3 gallons of water every day. The reason for that is because I'm currently taking creatine, which means I have to drink more water. I drink a lot of caffeine, which means I drink a lot of water. Plus, I work out a lot and I'm very active, so I have to drink a lot of water. But I think if the average person took steps 1 and 2 and then added in at least a gallon of water every day, they would notice some significant differences. Not only are they going to feel fuller, they're going to feel a lot better because your body is 70% water. So if you're not drinking water, you're really not doing your body any favor. You know, there's so much information out there about how beneficial water is for the human body that I don't even feel like I need to go into any sort of description about it. Just drink some damn water. Plus, you can get a cool bottle like this or like a Hydro Flask or something, slap some stickers on it, and now you're accessorizing while you're getting healthier. Step number 4, track your food. Now, by that, I don't mean limit yourself to what MyFitnessPal tells you to eat. What I mean is track your food, buy a food scale, weigh out your food, track it, and for the sole purpose of being able to visualize what a serving of peanut butter looks like. When I first weighed out a serving of peanut butter, I realized why I was so fat in high school, because sitting there and eating a quarter of a jar of peanut butter was not just a couple servings, it was like 12. And that's over 2,000 calories just by itself. But in all seriousness, I think everyone should track for at least a month out of their life, just so they can get a good visual understanding of what a serving of food, whatever it is, actually looks like. I think we ballpark way too much, and most of the times it's wrong. So for a beginner, take those 4 steps, and I think you will notice some serious results within 2 to 3 months. And then at that point, you know, if you want to hire me to be your personal trainer and write some programs for you, write some diet plans, hey, let me know, because that's what I'm doing for people right now. Second part of that question is, what is my current program? Now, I just recommended a 3-day a week split. What I'm doing right now is a 6-day split. I'm doing an upper lower split, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm hitting everything in the upper body. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm hitting my legs and my abs. On top of that, as you can see by this beautiful bike in the background, I'm trying to get more active with biking. I used to run a lot more. I used to run like 10 miles a week. Don't want to do that anymore. Just hurt my knees a lot, and running's just not very conducive to my fitness goals just because it bothers my knees, and then I can't squat or deadlift the way that I want to. But I'm squatting and deadlifting 3 days a week, and the reason for that is my goal is to pull 500 pounds on deadlift by January 1st. Today is August 23rd, and I can pull 380 pounds, so I've got a long way to go. But I'm not going to sustain this upper-lower 6-day a week split for the rest of the year. I'm going to do it for a couple more months or a couple more weeks, switch to a push-pull leg split, go for a couple weeks, maybe switch to a full-body 4 to 5 day a week split like what Jeff Nippard does. From there, I'm not really sure. But yeah, my goal right now is strength gain. I'm not really worried about the scale. I'm not really worried about my aesthetics. I'm just focusing on eating around 3,200 calories, getting my 6 lifts in every week, trying to get stronger at my main 6 compounding movements, the horizontal push and pull, vertical push and pull, squat, and deadlift. And then trying to get 2 to 3 bike rides a week in, just for some extra cardio, something to do that's really fun, that's active, and so far I've really enjoyed it. I'm about to go on a bike ride as soon as I'm done filming this, which I'm super stoked about. It's really hot right now in Texas. Actually, this past week has been pretty cool. The high today is 93, and I think I'm gonna be going out during that high, which is gonna rock, but just going out for about an hour and riding 2 to 3 times a week, like I said. Just a really enjoyable way to do cardio. I am running into an issue where whenever I get home, at 6 p.m. Don't really feel like changing and getting on the bike and going out. I feel like sitting down, making some dinner, eating, and then going to bed by like 8 o'clock because I wake up at 5 a.m. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap up this Q&A video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know if you wanna see some more of them. If you guys have any questions, man, drop them down in the comment section. I am an open book whenever it comes to my fitness resources. If you really enjoyed this video, give me a like. It would really mean a lot. I'm investing a lot of time and money into this YouTube channel. I said that I would explain why I wasn't able to upload the last video, so I'm gonna do that real quick and then sign off. It took me 2 or 3 weeks to get the last video up, the Arkansas trip, because I stupidly dropped my backpack on the concrete street and destroyed the laptop that was inside of it. I have a North Face backpack. I thought the laptop sleeve was padded, but obviously not enough. It destroyed my Dell. And then I had to wait a few weeks to get a new laptop. I got a 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is quite the upgrade from my Dell, but I needed the GPU and the RAM to be editing videos because my Dell wasn't holding up. It'd take over an hour to export like a 15 to 20 minute 4K video. It takes my MacBook 6 minutes, which is freaking baller. But that's why I was really disappointed that I had to wait so long to get that video up. It really threw a wrench in my uploading, but here we are. Nothing we can do about it. So guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I will see you guys later.